to motoring right now, and we are joined at the desk by the editor of the Driven Car Guide, David Linklater. Hello, David, and good morning. Now, I think we're here to talk about charging up your car. What's the news?
Flash charging. So
Flash charging.
The dream is charging an EV as fast as you can fill up a petrol car, I guess, for a lot of people, and that's actually happening in China at the moment with BYD, which is a very well-known brand in New Zealand, of course.
We're seeing more and more of them around.
BYD is hugely popular here, so BYD in New Zealand are actually going to have a couple of cars, and they're going to start establishing a little bit of infrastructure that's going to allow a typical EV to charge in 4 minutes from flat to full. So that's not even time for a coffee.
So this is the technology that's inside the vehicle rather than the technology that's inside the charger?
It's both.
Right.
So the bad news is you need a special charging station and you need a special car. But obviously,
we sell you a solution and a problem at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. So you need a special, it's called Megawatt charging. So it's 1,000 kilowatts charging.
Is this the kind of thing that's going to mean you have to rewire your home or something to provide it, or will just
No, because it's being provided by these public stations. So, we've seen, like, for example, ChargeNet's the biggest provider of public DC charge stations. So it's that type of charging station, but it's called a megawatt station. So the very fastest charger that ChargeNet offers in New Zealand at the moment is 300 kilowatts, which is still extremely fast. There's actually not that many cars that can charge at 300. So these stations can deliver up to 1,500 kilowatts. And BYD has developed a car and a battery architecture that can charge it up to 1,000. So that genuinely means flat to full in 4 minutes. And
this is still just using that lithium-ion technology.
Yep.
We haven't even got onto the sodium-ion stuff.
No. But a special type of lithium-ion. Well, it's an LFP battery actually, but similar concept. But they've sort of lowered the internal resistance of the battery, so that helps. And you need the big charging station. But what BYD's done, which is actually quite clever, is in China they're building special charging stations, 4,000 of them they're going to install, but for export markets, and they're really keen to roll this out to a lot of export markets. And New Zealand's always head of the queue because we're a good test market. We're small, so they can work stuff out before they go into the big markets. They've worked out a way to sort of adapt existing station infrastructure to still deliver the 1,000 kilowatts. So you're going to have these charge stations with two guns, and you'll plug two guns into your EV at once, and I'd say stand back. But
it's like double parking.
But they say this can deliver the full 1,000.
Right.
So I mean that's incredible. So
And that's probably quite important because there was this sort of promise, I think, that there were going to be 10,000 charging stations up and down the country, and we're a long way off that, aren't we? And that's, would you say, one of the considerations people have when they're thinking about buying a vehicle these days? Many still going for the conventional kind of fuels because that network is maybe just a bit patchy in places, or people fear they're going to get caught out.
The 10,000 is a bold claim. I mean, if you work that out, that's like one less than every 10 kilometres. So I don't know about the 10,000, but
I'm sure that was a political claim.
It was, absolutely
election,
was. I don't know if they did their maths properly there. But the claim from BYD is, this is actually quite a convenient technology. You wouldn't even really need charging at home if you could just pop down the road and it's 4 minutes to charge your EV. So it's not going to happen overnight because these are expensive cars and expensive stations, but they're getting it started, and they've promised that they'll have these stations active in New Zealand. So
I guess, where does that leave the existing fleet? They can't make use of this technology at all. It's not backward step. They can't send a bit of a firmware update to try and upgrade the car. It's baked in, is it?
It's baked in. It's called the Super E platform. So BYD, there's only two models in China that can that have this capability at the moment. One of them is called the Tang L, but it's essentially a version of the Sea Lion 8, which is an SUV that Kiwis will be familiar with. It's just been launched here, so it's that shape car. And obviously, future BYD models and Denza, which is the luxury brand from BYD, they'll have this technology. So it is happening, and it's happening quite fast in China. Chinese brands work very, very fast.
And you imagine that the others are probably running fast to try and catch up, so others will probably bring something similar on board?
Yeah, I mean, that's the race. Everyone's, and that's one of the main pain points, I think, with EVs. It's the waiting for the charge and the queuing. So if you're only taking 4 minutes to fill, that's less queuing. It's like queuing for a petrol pump. The person in front of you is going to be gone in 4 minutes.
David Linklater, in the time it has taken to charge a new BYD, that's the Driven Car Guide editor David Linklater with us on the latest in motoring this morning.